Alrighty, welcome back to another video. In this video, we're going to be talking about the benefits of strength training for metabolism. So you've been on this journey, one habit, 100 days, trying to work on your metabolism, trying to work on your eating patterns. So we want to take some time to actually talk about some benefits of actually strength training for metabolism. So normally strength training would fall under where? It would fall under movement. As you move through your day, you're actually training your body on how it should be moving. And specifically, strength training is very important for us. Why? Because we want to make sure that as you move your body throughout the day, you are able to actually pump the blood where it needs to go. So actually, if you build more muscle, your muscle will require more energy. And so when it does require more energy, it's just easier for your body to actually do the movements that you need to do. So let's talk about some benefits. Benefit number one is when you're actually strength training, what you're fundamentally doing is actually exerting more power, more stress onto your muscles. And when your muscles are exerting more power, it's gonna go ahead and either rip or either it's gonna go ahead and get stronger. So usually it rips first, the muscle fibers. Think of the muscle fibers are like this, intertangled, and then when you exert force, it rips a little bit and gets a little larger. And so when you're eating the right foods, what ends up happening is you make so much more impact on those muscles. Those muscles actually get a little bit more bulky. And as a result of that, it also uses more energy from you. So if you have anything in your gut right now, or in your chest, or in your arm, or in your neck, all that muscle will start using more fat that's associated with that area. So it's super, super powerful to take advantage of that. All right, next up is your improved insulin sensitivity. So a lot of you guys that have metabolic problems also are aware of the word with insulin, right? What does insulin do? Insulin helps take all the sugars in your blood and shove them into whether it be the muscles or it be the brain, where it uses it for fuel. So what ends up happening is when you have too much sugar in your body, the insulin just goes up way too much, and then your sensitivity towards it actually goes down. So if you want to help our insulin, let's go ahead and exercise more. Utilize all that fuel that's ravaging through your body at 5 liters per minute. And so we want to lower that. And that's going to be a great idea if you are interested in not using insulin shots or not using any medications that require insulin to be leveraged there. Not to mention your pancreas. We don't want your pancreas to get fatigued if you have too much sugar in your body. We're pumping your blood with so much insulin, and we want to prevent that from actually happening. So how do we actually do that? Exercise, physical activity, anything that requires, depending on who you are. If you are a male or a female, you go to the gym and you work out. Whether you work on your glutes or whether you work on your chest, you're still doing strength training. You're resisting gravity through those weights, whether it be a barbell, dumbbell, kettlebell, whatever type of bell it is. It's going to help you understand how to actually exert force. You can literally just go to a wall, push a wall. That right there would create increased tension, and technically you'll be strength training. If you don't have access to a gym, then what I recommend is actually just finding weights around your house, whether it be a book, whether it be, if you are familiar with yoga and stuff like that, you can actually do a headstand, handstand, move your body around in weird contortions where you can actually leverage your body's weight. So maybe you want to take advantage of that. So that's another benefit. Another benefit that I'm going to talk about is increased fat oxidation. So as I mentioned before, when you're actually working out and you leverage all the sugars in your body for fuel, what ends up happening is your body needs even more energy. All that strength training, all that pushing and exertion is putting an increased load on your body, and as a result, your body needs energy. It needs a lot of energy. And remember, what is metabolism? It's a study of fuel. How does your body use energy? And so when you're doing strength training, what you end up doing is you're becoming a rotisserie chicken. So let's take a step back and understand what I mean by that. Hopefully you guys are familiar with what a rotisserie chicken is. Think of like Boston Market or anywhere they sort of have a chicken in one of those cylindrical setups where it just spins and there's heat being shoved at it, and as a result it's getting cooked. But sometimes you have drips of what, right? Drips of oil, drips of body fat from that chicken, it melts off. So essentially when you're doing strength training, you're doing a rotisserie in your body, essentially burning more fuel, burning more fat, fatty oxidation occurs, and you start seeing a lot rapid loss of weight. And that's great, but the problem with that is your skin. So if you are like a little bit overweight, then you know you have more skin than normal, right? So if I were to give you like a godly body, that body compared to what you have right now, if I were to melt all that fat off, you'll still have loose skin. That's another video that we can create in the future if you're interested in how to actually optimize your skin as well when you go through fat loss. You don't want to go through fat loss and then have saggy skin and then deal with that saggy skin. You want to deal with the saggy skin while you're losing your fat, so that way they nicely contract with each other. So that's something to keep in mind for our future video. But for our purposes, we want to rotisserie your body so we can actually melt off the fat. All right, what else is there? So your metabolic rate. So this is the most beautiful part of it, right? So your metabolic rate, think of how much you're releasing carbon dioxide. Because usually a byproduct of pretty much all metabolism is CO2, carbon dioxide. It's carbon and with oxygen, 2 molecules of it. And hopefully I can put up a picture so you can actually get a sense of what you're actually releasing. And there's a lot of technology available right now that sort of measures your capnia, your ability to release that, your metabolic rate for that, which we definitely can talk about. But in reality, to keep it very, very simple, all we want to do is we want to increase your ability to actually burn more fuel, right? So if you're going to be a high performance engine, you're going to burn more fuel than if you are like a low performance engine where you're not using the best fuel. You're using like regular fuel compared to using premium or ultra premium. And so if you want to increase your metabolic rate, give it the fuel it needs to do so. And specifically when you work out, okay, everyone, when you work out, all that tension on your body, whether it be on your biceps, your chest, your abs, your shoulders, your back, your legs, your butt, your calves, wherever the load is, that area really gets stressed out. And when you get stressed out, we actually signal the nerves, signal the protein, signal your genetics, your genomics, your phenomics, whatever you want to say. Basically, it gets enhanced. It wakes up. We turn on the factories. When we turn on the factories are going to be burning a lot more fuel. As a result, your metabolic rate increases. The rule of thumb, if you took anything away from this video, is that if you go ahead and exercise, if you go ahead and do strength training, bodybuilding, weighted training, calisthenics, there's so many words we can use, but if you do any of that, you are going to increase your metabolic rate, which will make you more hungry, but at the same time burn more fuel. And so when you're more hungry, you can start putting in the better fuel so that you can actually look like the version you want to look like. Great. So just to recap, right? This video is about what are some benefits of strength training, and we talked about how it can increase your muscle mass, it can increase your insulin sensitivity, it can increase your fat oxidation, and of course, it increases your metabolic rate, which is what we want. We all want to have high metabolic rates. All right, if you found any value in this video, you know what to do. We're still going through the process of 1 habit, 100 days. So if you're watching this for the metabolism habit, you know, definitely congrats, because I'm sure you took a lot of benefit from it. And then eventually we'll have the other playlist for you for movement, also for mindset. So definitely keep an eye out for that. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel so you actually know when that next video will come out. Hit the notification bell. That definitely will alert you. I love the notification feature. I actually leverage nudge theory in our Hablist app, so definitely take advantage of that. With that being said, appreciate you guys. See you in the next one. Take care. Bye.